It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 27th. It's been fun, right? The last couple of weeks, we've been killing it. Yesterday, our top 3 picks, we were showing it earlier. Let me see. Do I have it here? Here we go. Our top 3 picks were Blink, NIO, and Intel. And most of that move, you see 15, 10%, 5% most time right now from 9 o'clock over to the end of the day. These weren't huge gappers, although they were moving up a little bit in pre-market. This is what we do here each and every day. It's not guaranteed to work each and every day. what we do is we look at the catalyst in the morning, we interpret the catalyst impact on sentiment. What's the impact on fundamentals? And we triangulate that with technicals and come up with a price target for the day. Now, this morning, however, there are not a lot of catalysts out there. There are like 2 or 3 we'll discuss, but it's a slow week. It's the end of the year. Not a lot of corporate actions, not a lot of catalysts. So we have momentum going on. We have the January effect. We have the Santa Claus rally. We have all of that. So a lot of things will be driven by technicals today and not by rapid re-ratings due to a catalyst. Let's just quickly first look at that macro situation, make sure we're still good. IWM has been really the crux of this rally with small caps, risk assets, probably RK as well. You can see up 1% in pre-market with the lower interest rate expectations and TLT rising. So everything still intact. Gold had a big surge at the end of the day. We'll talk about that in a bit. That might be one of the top picks. That's it's been a top pick for like a week or so, but it looks like it's really starting to break out. Also, XBI and ARKG, we gave these to you yesterday as ETFs that could outperform the biotech sector. Really, really hot. So we have at least one biotech idea for you because of this tailwind in the biotech sector, plus a couple big catalysts out there. All right, so with that, let's go look at these picks. Now, it's going to be a little bit different today. Like I said, not a lot of strong catalysts. We'll take some time to go through. These are stocks that have been on top of our watch list for the last 2 weeks because of recent catalysts. So on the strength of the recent catalysts, is LAP up to? No, that's 1.34%. All right. So on the strength of the recent catalysts plus the current tailwind we have for the January effect and the Santa Claus rally, we could see continued momentum. But perhaps we're not going to have too many stocks that we're going to predict a rapid re-rating on today, maybe with the exception of ZVRA, ZVRA. We'll look at that in a little bit for plug. So I know there's a big catalyst everyone's talking about this morning, CYTK. I'm not familiar with the company, CYTK. They had some data that came out this morning that was positive for heart disease. I'm not going to chase this. I was hoping for a pullback to about $55. We didn't get it, a pullback to 60. But this is just a catalyst that improves sentiment. Partly because of this, XBI is up this morning. Okay, so this improves sentiment in the space. And I'd like to play it with something that really hasn't ran yet, that maybe can have a different excuse to run. This one is given by someone in our community, Daredev, I think. An FDA approval, 297. I don't know enough about it to give my endorsement, but I am just going to go over the technicals real quick because this was given in our VIP chat this morning, as I said, by a community member. Look at this gap over here, 283. And then the other side of the gap is 349. So potentially, these are the 2 big levels you have to look at, 283 and 349. It's right in the middle right now. So this could potentially, if it holds at 283, make a run to that 349 level. That's CHRS on FDA approval of a medical device. Now, I am not going to endorse that myself because I don't know the company well enough, and there could be a risk of an offering. However, one that I will put out there that I'm going to endorse is ZVRA, ZVRA. I'm familiar with this company. They have a good balance sheet. I think we even interviewed the CEO long ago before the management changes. But in any case, this morning, they resubmitted an NDA application for something that was put on hold by the FDA. Okay. And the chart was not really moving up ahead of this. ZVRA has not really participated in this risk on rally. Now we have an NDA application. If you look at the newsfeed, company says they're very positive about the approval possibility here. They have good phase 1, 2, and 3 data. They're expecting some sort of action, a PDUFA date to be set within 30 days and a decision within 6 months. I think this is a strong enough catalyst for this stock to outperform today. So let's look at the technicals here. And see what we got. I think anything below 510 looks good because look, it was hit 508, 510 before this news. So consider yourself lucky. I do consider myself lucky if I can get it, in that range, 510 or below. I picked some up at 5 this morning. All right, let's look at these technicals. Let's see, where can ZVRA go today? ZVRA. We got this resistance here about 528 and then 550. All right, we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to predict any higher. So 528 and 550 support at $5 or so. That's ZVRA. That will be in the top 5 most likely. Now, we crushed it yesterday with Blink, NIO, and Intel. Those were our top 3 picks. We talked about that earlier. Is there any follow-through left? I think there may be, particularly with NIO and Intel. I've been scaling Blink back. I mean, it got very close to one of our target levels. So let's look at this here. 448, got to 448, 466 was our target. Now, DMA above $5. Okay. But it did get pretty high yesterday. So I still have a position, but I did scale back significantly on Blink. But I think NIO, they had an additional catalyst this morning. Now they closed that 2.2 billion strategic equity investment from a firm in Abu Dhabi, CYVN. And let's take a look at these technicals. I believe it broke one of the key levels we gave you yesterday morning. Let's take a look at this. All right. Yep. It broke the 200 DMA at 917. It's in the gap right now. So on the strength of this deal closing, I think we can maybe get into this gap here, which is 960 to 1020. So 960 to 1020, I think, is in play in NIO for the rest of the week, possibly today. That's going to be in a top 5 position for us likely as well. So let's stick NIO up there. Let's put ZVRA up there, ZVRA. And we got NIO and ZVRA, and look at that CYTK go. Man, I was too greedy, maybe waiting for 55, but in this case, I guess I should have chased it. All right, any case, NIO, CYTK. Intel, this was beautiful, especially if you played it with options. I did, and options I picked up in the morning were up 100% by the end of the day. Actually had some left over from last week because this also made our catalyst list over the last couple of weeks, and those options were up 350%. We gave you a couple targets. I guess we got to go to a 5-year chart and go to the weekly. Now, I forget what the first target was. It was somewhere around $50. Here it is. The first target was probably 49.73, which it broke, and then 52.90 your next target. So 52.90, I think, is in play on continued momentum from yesterday's news with that factory they're building in Israel. So Intel could make it towards 53. Plug, however, I'm going to throw this up in the top 5. Okay. Plug, we gave it to you this morning in our chat room. If you're a VIP member, Plug installs first hydrogen producing system at an Amazon fulfillment center. Okay. But stock pulls back, not for long. We picked it up on that pullback. I picked them up at $4.74. It's now $4.82. Gave you a target at the 20 DMA right there, which is $4.95. It's $4.82 now. It's in this gap, isn't it? Let's see, what was the previous high? $4.99. If it breaks 5, then it can really get going. But I don't have high confidence we're going to do that because the fundamentals are not good on Plug, right? At Story Trading, we look also at fundamentals. All right, got a comment to look at SoFi from Bull Run. All right, we'll see if we can do that before the end of the show. So Plug, I like this first small move to $4.95. If it breaks that 50 DMA, great. Have some fun with it. I'm not sure I'm going to be around for it because as a 4-pillar trader, I do look at fundamentals, and the fundamentals of Plug, not very good at all, but I did pick it up for a quick move to close to $5. I think that's probably going to make it into the top 5 as well. We're going to reorder these at the end of the show anyway. All right. Want to point out now, aside from that, not many catalysts. All right. So what we're going to do is look at these charts and talk about the January effect. Actually, we do have a couple catalysts upcoming, not today, but upcoming for Air, Drio, and VERU. All right. So actually, man, let's do that next. All right. So let me move VERU to be in this grouping of stocks. All right. And then we got to talk about Celsius too, because that looks great. All right. So Air, this one is curling back up above the 50 DMA. Earnings are expected in the first week of January. The date has not been announced yet. So this can see event anticipation run. By the way, we haven't looked at onsemi in a long time. Let's see how onsemi's been doing. Good. Curling back up, trying to cross over the 200 DMA. That's a great sign for Air as well with that catalyst upcoming. So I think that there's probably been some tax loss selling in Air. Let's take a look at this. I don't think it had a great year. Hold on. Let's take a look at this here. Range 1 year. Probably, yep, it's near the bottom. There's probably been some tax loss selling in Air. So the January effect working over here. We told you the beginning of that January effect, particularly with small caps, is last Friday, Christmas Eve day, which in this case, a couple of days before Christmas Eve would have been Friday. We gave that last Friday. I think a stock like Air is ideal to benefit from that January effect. Plus, you got the catalyst early January. So Air looking for a continued move today, possibly here. It's already 29.76, but wow, we could make, let me go to the daily. This is beautiful. Let's see if we break 30.50 If we break 30.50, it could head to the low 30s. Not necessarily today. There's no catalyst today, but over the next few days, leading into this announcement of the date, we can make it into the low 30s. So air, definitely at the top of my list. Drio, another one. Beautiful chart formation. Another January effect stock, bouncing beautifully off the 20 and the 50 DMA. Expected launch of Aetna. Big customer, Aetna, to bring in some tens of millions of dollars of revenue per year for this $50 million market cap company. This is now set up beautifully to do well. Actually does launch. There's been several delays, but the latest we heard from the company, they're telling us it's going to happen. We'll see. They don't have the best credibility, we got to admit. So let's see if that happens. So Air, Drio, two January effect stocks where everything's lining up. The sentiment's lining up for January effect. The technicals are breaking out and supporting key levels. And we have the upcoming catalyst. And Viru, this is a new one I'm not too familiar with. A colleague gave this to me. This company, apparently they're making a competing drug to the GLP-1 inhibitors. Is that what they are? Inhibitors? I don't know. You know, those drugs that Eli Lilly has for weight loss. Okay, Novo Nordisk. They're making a competing one that apparently has a better risk tolerance profile with fewer side effects. And this stock, they have a major investor day coming up January 4th. It's December 27th. Stock has been beaten down. All right. So this is a January effect stock. Last night, there was a statement out, a new ownership by a fund. They own now 9.5%. They picked up a new 9.5% position in VERU. So these are three little microcaps, Air, Drio, and VERU that could do well today through the end of the year. We got to talk about Celsius because this had a big move yesterday, right up until 50 DMA. No catalyst, big options volume yesterday. If this opens up above the 50 and holds at 50 DMA, we could be talking about a pretty big move towards the high 50s on Celsius. Yep, we could be talking 55 to 62 over the next week or two is possible of Celsius. That's technicals alone, so I can't make that a top 5 pick because it's story trading. We like to have our catalyst, but it is a top pick. I own it, and I'll be maybe increasing my position a bit today if it holds. I want to point out Zim. Zim, we gave this to you in a chat room yesterday at the end of the day. It's working out well in pre-market. This just got clobbered, and it's highly volatile. This is a shipping company that seems to benefit from shipping disruptions. So we saw that during COVID. In fact, let me just show you during COVID. You can see the stock rocketed there from 5 to 43 because there's higher shipping rates charged, and they benefit from those higher shipping rates. So with the Red Sea disruptions, you can see Zim took off, and then it dropped yesterday because there was some report that one of the big shipping companies would resume shipping in the Red Sea because of the defense strategy that the different countries came up with to fight the Houthis. I said, okay, we're comfortable with that. We're going to resume shipping in the Red Sea. I don't know. I didn't think that was a strong enough catalyst to say this rally's over because I don't think this war is over, and I think things could still get worse in that area. So it picks him up yesterday on this pullback on Zim, and it's already rebounding. So Zim is a play, I think, for today as well. Okay. Tesla, there was a little bit of news out of China. It's up a little bit this morning. Don't really have a strong opinion on that. I don't think that Catalyst was big enough to really make our show as a top 5, but you can see it's doing well in pre-market. It could easily have a great day today. So let's look at SoFi, that bull run told us about here. Just 1 second. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go live on Instagram. Oops. All right. Hit that button. I just hit that button. How about Rumble? Let's see. All right, good. We got you guys on Rumble. All right, so SoFi, let's see. I mean, it looks great. A lot of charts look great, right? You got to break above. This is a key level right there. This candle right there, 1023. If we break above 1023, oh, wow, look at that. That's the open of that day. 1023 to 1039 area. Then you can make a run towards 1170. On SoFi, I'm not familiar if there are any key catalysts recently. So for me, it's a stock I would avoid unless I know the catalyst. I like for my stock to have an edge. I don't want to just move with the market because markets can be volatile and unpredictable, right? You could have a black swan, you could have some acceleration in the war, whatever it is. That's why I like to focus on stocks that have an independent catalyst that can outperform the rest of the market. I'm not sure if we have that for SoFi or not. I know those stocks in general obviously have been very good, finance stocks since FOMC. Here we go. Plug 485, nearing my 495 target. Might get rid of that in pre-market for a quick 3, 4, 5%. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can bull run, letting us know that SoFi will be profitable in Q4. SoFi's been profitable, at least adjusted EBITDA profitability, for a few quarters in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely a good company. All right, let's go see if we can now order the top 5 and go ahead and throw in the chat, out of the stocks we mentioned, which one you like best out of the stocks we mentioned this morning. Got ZVRA, NIO, Plug, CYTK, Blink, Intel, Celsius, Air, Drio, Viru. All right, mentioned Tesla, Zim, interesting one. So out of the ones we mentioned, which do you like? Top 5, and I'm going to see if I can order this now. I think I'm going to go for a sleeper play here in ZVRA, definitely in the top 2, maybe the number one. Sleeper play in ZVRA. Did I give you the target levels? I did. Gave you the target levels on ZVRA. NIO had a big day yesterday. I'm not sure I'd go out on a limb and say it's going to be the number 1 pick today. How many huge percentage moves can he get in a row? Look at CYTK, unbelievable, up 60%. All right, so what am I going to do here? Zim definitely in the top 5. ZVRA definitely in the top 5. NIO and Plug at top 5. Plug almost done. I think the play is almost done on Plug. All right, if it breaks 5, that's a different story. And we got to throw one more in there. Zim, ZVRA, NIO, Plug. Did we look at gold? Let's see what gold is doing. Gold, beautiful close yesterday. You know what? Just on a technical move, I might throw gold up there because gold has a special place in my heart. Rivian been doing really good as well. All right, let's throw gold up there in the top 5. Before I do that, though, I got to move these stocks up higher so they're on our list. Okay, that's Celsius, Air, okay, Drio. I don't want to forget about these. And Viru. Okay. And then take gold and throw it up there as well. Whoa, what am I looking at over here on Rumble? You guys are like 30 minutes behind? 1 second. I think our Rumble stream is like all messed up. No, okay, now I see it working. All right, so Zim, ZVRA, NIO, Plug, and I can't chase CYTK. Can't do it. Great one to play volatility on, I guess. If you're a good day trader and you want to play that volatility, go ahead and do that. Air, Drio, and Viru. I don't want to lose sight of these. These are really good January effect plays, along with the possibly explosive potential of Celsius. All right, this is my list right here. From Zim all the way down to gold. Top 4, Zim, ZVRA. ZVRA, Zim, actually. No, ZVRA's going to go first. Okay. ZVRA, Zim, NIO. Should I put NIO on this closing? By the way, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of chance and put NIO second. There's massive call option volume. I think they're trying to generate a gamma squeeze by the end of the week. So ZVRA, NIO, Zim. Okay. All right, I'm liking this. Plug, Celsius, Air, Drio. I like this. This is the list. Here it is. That's the list for the day. All right, and let's see if we can outperform markets again. We've been doing it pretty consistently over the last few weeks. Wow, look at Blink. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's it. Now, if you want to join our community, by the way, head on over to storytrading.com/app. You get into our chat room. You get the alerts throughout the day. You get a free trial. So check that out, storytrading.com/app. It's a free download, and there are other free features in that app you can check out as well. Good luck, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you in our app and in our chat room at storytrading.com/app. Take care.